मुदाकरात्मोदकं सदा मुक्तिसाधकं कलाधरावतंसकं विलासिलोकरक्षकम् अनायकैकनायकं विनाशिदेवदैत्यकं नदासुवासुनाशकं नमामिदं विनायकम् जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश पाहि माम् जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश रक्ष माम् जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश पाहि माम् जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश रक्ष माम् महागणेश पञ्चरत्नमादरे मयोन्महं प्रजल्पति प्रभातति हृदि स्मरन् गणेश्वरम् अरोगतामदोषतां सुसाहितीं सुपुत्रतां समाहिताय नष्टबोधिमभ्युपैति सोचिरात् जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश पाहि माम् जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश रक्ष माम् जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश पाहि माम् जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश रक्ष माम् जय गणेश रक्ष माम् जय गणेश रक्ष माम्।
Thank you, Ashita, for such an auspicious start. I request all ladies and gentlemen to take your places. Working in this digital era, it's very important for all of us to know how one can use the technology effectively. And we as language teachers use technology, especially the handheld devices which are very popular today, for language learning and teaching. Hence, let's learn from each other the best possible way of mobile assisted language learning through this FIP. And we have many epic tools like Padlet, Flipgrid, quizzes, and many more, which are of course educative and also very entertaining and create enthusiasm within the students. So wishing all the success to all of us. Let's go with a positive vibe, and I hope all of you will definitely enjoy the whole session, and we'll have so many takeaways at the end. And now I would like to request our principal sir, Dr. V.V. Rama Reddy Garu, to please give the welcoming remarks to the opening ceremony. Can we have a round of applause for him, please?
I welcome all of you to this mobile assisted language communication workshop. Really, I am very happy. I thank British Council by considering our college for assisting and conducting this type of program. Really, all our English team, they are all practicing in digital era using computer earlier and our laptop having some problems because everywhere the internet facilities may not be available, and all the students also now in place of laptops they are using mobiles. So I don't want to take much time. Really, it's apt to create some awareness among all the students by the teachers. I think that's enough. So, right people are there, they will create awareness to all of you. I welcome all the teachers to this workshop, offline and online. Thank you very much, Sir. And I congratulate all the team, English team, currently are planning this type of workshop. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your presence and the support that you always give us. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to invite our Hari sir, Dr. Hari Babu Tamineni, Vice Principal and Professor of English, to address the gathering.
It's my pleasure in inviting our head of the institution,
Dr. V.V. Ramareddy, founder principal of this institute, who has been always a guiding force for all language teachers here and even outside too. This is a secret behind how we are going very well with these kind of initiatives. And also my pleasure in inviting Professor Sachin Kumar from British Council, sitting as a manager for country operations of British Council's English Corps. With all your wonderful welcome, putting hands together, we invite Professor Sachin to be to this workshop by named Mobile Assisted Language, English Language Learning and Teaching. It's fine when we discuss in detail about this. It was the seed sown by Sachin by then, when I was talking a month ago about the British Council's English Corps, which has been working seriously among the students' communication practice. When I was approaching him, and then when I was also putting a word about the beauty behind this British Council's mobile app, which is really working, and we witnessed around 50 students from our campus who have done the best, especially on British Council English Corps app. That has made all the possibility of having this faculty improvement program sponsored and partnered by British Council here. Thanks, Sachin Garu, you are with us today, taking all the pain coming here. And along with Principal Sir and Sachin Sir, we have got so many galaxy of my good old friends, Professor Srinivas Babu, Principal Vansadhara Degree College, Srikakulam, Professor Kasu, Head of the Department, Sanketika Vidya Parishad, English Department, Professor Hari from MECR College of Engineering. We also have heads of the department, and last but not the least, we have got our own head of the department, Professor P.D. Sailaja, who has been putting so good effort for us to be driven into this wonderful occasion. Thank you one and all for all your time, for all your presence here, especially mobile assisted language learning. This is MALL, we all know. When CALL, that was well in the years of 2000, 2005, that has come into picture, computer assisted language learning. I think most of the teachers who you have started, particularly when the laboratory that has come into picture, this computer assisted language learning element has come into your mind deeply. But slowly in the process, it has shaped up, and then mobile has occupied its front seat, and then the computers have gone back, especially in language learning and teaching. And most of us would have enjoyed that pleasure. And I think Venkatesh Rao or Gopal Krishna, these teachers would have transformed very well by then. I well remember when I have put my thesis book, particularly when I have submitted to Acharya Nagarjuna University on the work that we have done in Lendy's Institute. These two have already witnessed and was wondering how the computers are going to really help English teachers. But slowly the computers have now been replaced with new hand device, that is what you call mobile. So now the world has been with a rapid speed, and then language teacher is also on his own wings, that he has to go fly high in the sky with all the wonderful fire. So keeping this in view, a one-day faculty improvement program is proposed by the institute, our dearest college, which is an autonomous college, and so many friends outside, even on the online. Professor Suvarna from English and Foreign Languages University, Professor Mohit from BIS, and then we also have few other friends online. I wish all of you also to enjoy this interesting event. It is quite challenging for most of us, but teachers of English at Lendy Institute, it never be a challenge, because we have been made for making the challenging task of transferring technology to more number of corners. Particularly, this also has been made like that. When British Council proposed this one-day training program, and it has made only for 30 teachers to attend. Slowly, when the registration that we have escalated, to our surprise, we have got 249 participants from different parts. We also have friends from Nigeria, friends from KSA, friends from USA, and friends from UK. And thanks for Ben Cook, who is coming by 2 o'clock. And of course, all of them are now sleeping, and then they are going to open their day somewhere at 2 o'clock by 2 p.m. Sorry, 2 IST, 2 p.m. IST. They'll definitely join us. And this is now changed as a hybrid mode. Thanks to my team of teachers who have been putting a wonderful effort for the past 1 week, how it has to be taken forward into the shoes of all the teachers who would really love to improve their faculty. So with this, I'll be very happy and then propose my thank note to all of you well in advance in the morning itself. Let's enjoy the day in bringing out wonderful demonstrations, in understanding how a mobile is going to help us, in what way the mobile is going to really channelize the language learning process also, and how artificial intelligence is going to do things for us, how Internet of Things also is going to help us, and in what way the translation, transcreation is going to support us, especially through a hand device. When Hari was mentioning on JNTUK platform, when we were discussing on how these English language teaching methodologies to be incorporated for the sake of skill development programs promoted by State Government of Andhra Pradesh, Hari and I were rivals by then, and we were fighting with each other. And he was on one end, and I was at the other end, discussing the possibilities of English language teaching. So these kind of initiatives will definitely give a lot of good answers for those kind of brainstorming sessions which we have had a couple of years ago. Yes, mobile is going to be the part of everybody's life today. Why not it is to be into the part of language learning and teaching too. So we are working today on mobile assisted language learning, how it is going to help us. By the evening, we are going to deliberate so many new ideas of how the mobile is going to be the part of our English language teaching learning. With this, I'll be proposing a thank note once again. Thank you once again. And I request all of you to have the pleasant stay. Thanks for Team of English, which has put so many things for you. We also have good dish and working lunch. And fortunately, Lendi Institute of Engineering and Technology is very wise with its mission, always strives hard for the value-based education, and it strongly believes in teachers of English who always put an effort in taking forward these values. So please enjoy the stay with us all this day. Somewhere at 1 to 2, though the lunch break is given, I request you to see the campus and then support us in taking the mission of this value-based education. With this, I'll be silent.
Thank you so much, sir, for all the thoughtful remarks that you have given. I will now request Dr. P. Sailaja ma'am to speak a few words for us.
A very good morning to one and all present here. I welcome all the delegates and participants to this one-day faculty improvement program. I especially welcome Professor Sachin sir from British Council. COVID has made us use the mobile in our teaching. It was the mobile which connected the students and the faculty during that time. It saved us a lot. Being a science and humanities teachers, also we learned how to use this technology in our teaching and made our students also to accustomed to this using these apps and other technology at par with the technical people. Even long before that also, the English team used this technology in their teaching. I know here in our institute, they use Google Classroom and even some platforms to conduct quiz and all. So we can still learn from them. I hope this faculty improvement program will give more opportunities to learn in this field. So I hope you all enjoy our hospitality, and please feel free to go around our campus in lunchtime and give us any suggestions. Thank you for being with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for all the love that you always show on us. And now it's time to take and invite Mr. Sachin Kumar, sir, onto the dais to give his opening remarks to the audience. I welcome Mr. Sachin Kumar, sir, on the dais, please.
Thank you, ma'am, and good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me here. I would like to especially thank Dr. Hari Babu for all the coordination and organizing this event, and also the support from Professor Reddy for giving us the permission and then supporting us in terms of outreach to other academic institutions and professors. And I also like to thank Dr. Hari Babu for using professor with my name. I'm not actually a professor, but it's an honor anyways. Probably someday I'll reach there as well. And we all know how important the mobile phones are and what kind of a role are they playing in our daily lives. They are much more than just a tool for communicate with each other, and learning is certainly not isolated. It is an integral part of the mobile phones as well. And since we are working and helping the educational institutions and students by providing a mobile application-based English language assessment and certification platform, we are certainly looking forward to actually learn from you and learning your thoughts and how are you utilizing mobile-based technologies for the benefits of your students. So I'll just keep it very brief and share a detailed presentation after this. But once again, thank you, and thank you everyone for joining online. I think we have more than 70 people, those who have joined us live, and we have close to 30 people present in this room. Thank you everyone. Looking forward to learn from you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Sachin, sir, for your presence and for all the lovely words that you have given. So before going forward, I would like to share my experience with British Council English School. Recently, a month ago, I have taken that language proficiency test on English score, and I must say it was a wonderful experience. Like, I became a student enjoying it, and the best part is you can take the test as many times as you wish till you reach a satisfactory level. So out of fun and out of, as an experiment, I have taken the test more than thrice and 4 times, and I could manage to, achieve C1 grade according to CFA scaling. And sir, it is really a wonderful app which is helping the students, and students are very, they're very eager to learn more about it, and also they're very eager to know and explore such apps in the near future, and it is definitely helping them to know actual level of their communication. So with this, I take the opportunity to invite Mr. Sachin Kumar, sir. He is the working manager. Yes, sir.
Given the chance, can we give the nomenclature of how online participants also join?
Sure, sir.
Everybody is on mute.
Okay.
All online participants will also now have to do something.
Exactly.
You ask them to do what is that we have planned.
Sure, sir.
And how the host is going to support all those give away and after that.
Okay. Now I welcome, if there is any online participant who would like to share something, you just please put your hand up, and we would like to put you on the focus mode, so that we would like to hear from you as well. I can see many online participants. We have Akanksha ma'am, Arun sir. I can see so many names scrolling down. I request Jyotsna ma'am to find out if there is anybody who is interested from the online participants to come forward and speak. Okay. So even in the middle, if somebody is interested to come forward and speak, you are most welcome. And with this, I would like to introduce shortly about Mr. Sachin Kumar sir. Sachin Kumar sir is working as the country manager at the British Council English Score, and previously he worked with OS rankings as the Director Clients Relations for India. And now I take the privilege to invite him to the podium to give his talk on English language employability in English Score. And I'm sure this talk is going to help us to learn more about this mobile assisted language learning and also more about the English Score app that we have. Thank you, sir.
Before such a presence, I have something to say to all of you. And be comfortable. The formality is all over. And now we wanted to have improvement in us. And since I'm the host of this institution, in this event, I request you all to be free in having a learning environment. Since the setup is also arranged to have you sit with your own like-minded peer or someone new you wanted to join. And I also have some of the new faces. I don't know that we are happily sitting with each other for the past few years by not knowing each other. All of us are really working under the same umbrella, English language teaching. So formality is gone, and now the presentations begin. I hope our head of the department also acts. It's not a problem because there's a wonderful now on language teachers here. So let's go with the highest priority of exchanging our thought, exchanging our view. Similarly, I request all the participants online would also love to speak at any point in time. You raise your hand and the host will enable it. And I request the host, Professor Joshna, to support us back, taking a microphone and then stopping the presenter at any point in time, if the presenter wishes to really give opportunity. So I request you to act like a bridge between the online and offline participants. That is then one can easily say it is fully a hybrid opportunity given. Okay, ma'am, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And this time, this side, I also request cameraman to put the camera everywhere in this corner. It is not just Sachin sir only to be highlighted. Okay. With this, I'll call upon Sachin sir to carry it out. The topic line. What is the topic? Yeah. English language, employability, and English score. British English has brought in a beautiful opportunity in the name of English Score, a little app. Though it looks little, it has got a wise enough knowledge with it. So he is going to explain that, and then before that, he also speaks about English language employability. So with this, I'll call him upon the welcome address that is putting two hands together to the dais, Mr. Sachin. Please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you once again, and thank you everyone for joining online. So I'll take approximately 20-25 minutes in explaining what British Council English Score is doing in this space, and we strongly believe that English language is playing a very important role when it comes to employability of the students. And we all understand that employability is one of the key criteria if an institute, if a private educational institute wants to grow. So, as an educational institute, you can hardly grow if employability is not in place. And English language is certainly playing a very important role in improving the employability quotient of the students of any higher education institute in the country. So, where do I need to print it? Point it actually, it's not okay. It's changing.
Did you connect with Mac?
Yes, sir. I do.
Or can you help him?
I help him skip the slides, sir.
He wants to have a point out. You wanted to point out something.
It will be great if it works. Otherwise, we can.
Then you can tell him slide changes. It won't work. Okay.
Probably,
On
sir,
Zoom,
we-
probably on Zoom it may not tell you. Okay. Okay. Please tell him.
Sure. So during the presentation, we'll get into the details as what English Score is all about. Then we'll talk a bit more about how exactly the app works. And then how can an institute become a partner with British Council English Score and can provide this to the students of their college or the university. So setting the scene, as I mentioned, English language and overall communication skills are playing an extremely important role when it comes to overall employability quotient of the students, and that in turn is helping the educational institutions grow. Is it? Apologies for this. Probably the internet is a bit slow. That's why the slides are not being uploaded. Next slide, ma'am.
Share it then directly to the presentation. Camera is anyway there, not a problem. Share. Yeah. Put the camera, one camera on. Right.
Can you please share the previous center?
Friends who have joined online, please bear with us while we are fixing this.
Can you please get the pointer connection?
Okay, sir.
We are trying to connect to internet, and while we all have used online mode of teaching during COVID and even after that, this is one of the issues actually which comes at times. So technology is certainly helping, but it has its limitations, and we know that infrastructure is certainly not at the best when it comes to India as a country.
All right. Now it is found inside.
Inside?
Okay, fine.
Yes, sir, we opened it.
Give me 30 seconds.
Sure, sir.
Loading there.
Okay, okay. Yeah, just now. Thank you. So, may I please check the pointer once? So we can apply the pointer here.
Yeah, it's working now. All right, thank you for bearing with us while we were trying to connect to internet. So,
Is it for the third?
so video actually, we can skip it if it.
Okay. We'll try to set it at the last, sir, if you don't mind.
Sure. Thank you. So British Council English Score is the global test and certificate of English for employment. The app was launched in the year 2019, and since then we are having close to 2 million test takers taking this test every year through the app from 150 plus countries. So it's a world-class solution that we have, and it is being utilized across the world. We partner with universities and colleges, that is all kinds of higher education institutions, employers, and the governments. So we partner with universities because we understand they have a large number of students, and they have a responsibility to train the students to improve their communication skills, their soft skills, and improving their English language proficiency and preparing them for a life after college. And that is a daunting task in front of all the academic institutions in India, considering the kind of diversity we have. And we also understand that students come from different vernacular mediums. They study, say, in 12th standard, they might have studied in Telugu medium if they are from Andhra Pradesh, or some other medium if they are coming from outside. And eventually, they all are supposed to express themselves in English language when it comes to facing the potential employers. And we strongly believe that English score is certainly can certainly play a very important role in that. Employers, so we also work very closely with lots of employers in different parts of the world, because employers also have a need of training their existing staff members, and they also utilize English score for the recruitment purpose, so that before hiring a candidate, they know the English language proficiency level of the candidate. And that test can be very easily done by using the mobile app that they're providing, and of course the governments. So we are working with various governments in different parts of the world. In India, we work very closely with National Skill Development Corporation. We work with FICCI. We are also at a very advanced stage of working with the government of Kerala, where we are going to provide this app to close to 1 million students, and all those students will eventually get a certificate from British Council. So we are in a way streamlining English language testing, since you all, I think most of the attendees are from English language teaching background. We understand that till now, almost all the assessments, all the exams, be it from British Council or from any other organization, used to be exam center based, or a typical test center based, where the learners are supposed to register themselves for the test in advance. then they are supposed to go to the venue at a scheduled time and then take the test in a proper invigilated kind of an environment. That is a typical English language assessment and certification process. We have changed it completely now. So British Council English Score is basically a mobile app. And on this mobile app, the app is freely available in Play Store as well as in App Store. Any learner can simply download the app and then they can practice it multiple times without actually, no fees involved at that stage. They can practice as many times as they want, and then eventually they can take the test in examination mode, and then they can get a certificate issued by the British Council. So it gives them an opportunity to kind of play with the app, and we can surely call it the same gamification of the entire testing process, and then giving them a certificate as well. So the test is proctored by artificial intelligence, and the professors from the institute or the administration of the institute need not to put any extra efforts when it comes to organizing the test, or say providing the invigilators, or providing the, scheduling the test at all. Students can simply download the app and then they can take the test from anywhere. They don't need to be in the classrooms. They don't need to be in the English language lab. They can be at their homes and they can be in their hostels, etc. So that reduces the cost, that reduces all the hassles which are involved in conducting any world-class English language test and then providing them the certificates. So we are streamlining it. Now, what is the context as why it is important for educational institutions to have such kind of an app and then eventually give the certificates to the students? Because we believe that English language is going to play an extremely important role when it comes to employability of the students. So communication, as we understand, is one of the most in-demand skills, regardless of which domain you are or what kind of a job you are in. If you are working for a good national or a multinational organization, then you cannot actually succeed and grow without having at least basic English language proficiency. And communication and English language, we understand, in particularly in the context of India, it is very closely linked to communication skills. English is required to communicate with customers and clients. So even if the students are going to be, say the software engineers at the end of it, join a particular organization as a software engineer, still you cannot survive without having good communication skills. Recently, there was a case that a very large software company fired more than 400 students because they found them kind of untrainable and the communication skills were not at par. Because even if you are a software engineer, you are supposed to collaborate with others. You are supposed to express yourselves. And in a work from home kind of an environment, your teammates can be sitting from anywhere. One person may be in Chennai, one person may be, say, in Delhi, and one person may be in UK. So being a software engineer, even the collaboration becomes extremely important, and you cannot really succeed in that without having good English language proficiency, because that is what the language is, and that is what is spoken by most of the employers across the world. It becomes even more important if you are working in say, travel, leisure, hospitality industry, or in global companies. We know that most of the content that we have online is in English language at this point of time. Good English language skills can certainly help applicants get a job. So say, even if a candidate is searching for a job from outside, and if I as an employer put a particular job posting on the internet, I am likely to get at least 1,000 applications for one post. So I have a daunting task of shortlisting the relevant profiles, relevant resumes, because I will not be in a position to talk to all 1,000 of them. I need a mechanism, some sort of differentiator to identify the relevant profiles, and then kind of taking them to the next round of the selection process. So it becomes extremely important even if you're searching for a job from outside. It certainly increases your potential salary as well. you look at all the successful leaders around you, regardless of the organization. They may be having all other qualities, the leadership abilities, the functional capabilities, technical capabilities, communication skills. Without having good communication skills, a leader cannot succeed actually. Then 32% of employers globally conduct an interview in English language, whereas in case of India, it is almost 100%. Almost 100% of the white collar jobs interviews in India happens in English language, regardless of your medium of education and standard. So it is important for every student who is about to graduate and enter the corporate world. Moving on, how does your college, university help students transition into work? So probably you may like to share how your college, apart from imparting all the technical skills and functional skills, how you are helping your students in preparing them for the life after college. So if anyone would like to share his or her views. Ma'am, if an online attendee speaks, will be in a position to hear them?
Yes.
Okay. Sure. So we understand. Yes, ma'am. You were saying something. Anyone, it will help if you can add your views and how you are doing it at your college.
Take that mic. That one also is wireless. You can give it. I think you wanted to ask something. Srinivas Babu, sir. Okay.
Yeah. You can come here as well. Mic is not working, but you are.
Yeah, please.
No, I just wanted to answer the question. So, all the esteemed academicians who are here. So, coming to British Council, Sachin sir, definitely our college also has BEC, and when I was working for Lendi, since then we are using BEC, and so what I could see that BEC is not only for the graduation students for engineering colleges, but the family of the British Council is throughout, it's worldwide, reaching from the beginners to the C1 level. So it's doing a great service to each and everybody, and now it has become so reasonable also, as you people could reach through mobile. The score test, what you have said, we are finding at with a very reasonable cost, something like 700, 800 rupees too, where the students who are coming from the regional places also could dare and could achieve, could score, and could gain the confidence. So I really appreciate the kind of service the British Council is doing worldwide. Thank you.
Many other institutions, I'm sure many of us may not be using any tool as well, but still with the help of soft skills trainers, English language trainers, communication skills trainers, we are helping the students in various ways. Now, how can you help the students stand out from the crowd? So we will certainly provide a certification from British Council, And any learner can actually download the app, take the test, and then over a period of time can aim to procure a certificate from the British Council. And that can certainly help the students in differentiating themselves from the competition, and also kind of highlighting to the potential employer that he or she has the necessary English language proficiency, which is needed to succeed in the workplace kind of an environment. About English Score, it's part of British Council portfolio. We have APTIS and then we have British Council English Score. APTIS is an exam center based exam, and English Score is a completely, 100% mobile application driven assessment and solution. It is positioned as the mobile test and certificate of English for employment, because we basically test workplace English only. Only the English which is spoken and relevant for the employers, and the general English. Moving on, so we have three different tests actually. We are assessing all 4 skills using the mobile phone itself. We have the core skills test, which is the first test a learner is supposed to take. Then we have speaking test, and then we have the writing test. So in core skills test, we are testing grammar, vocabulary, reading, and the listening ability of the learner. The test is of 30 to 40 minutes duration. The duration may go up and down depending on how you are performing during the test. And then the speaking test is also there, that again can be taken through the mobile phone, and then the writing test. So no external device is needed for conducting or taking any of these tests actually. All of them can be done using the mobile phone itself. And you can download the app from Play Store or from App Store, and the app is freely available for anyone and everyone. Then now the best part is that before taking the test, you are not supposed to say pay for the testing organization, and no other formalities are needed. You can download the app, log in using any email ID, be it your personal email ID or the email ID provided by the college, or even your Facebook credentials, and then you are good to go with the test. And then you can straight away start with the test. So the first test which our test taker is supposed to take is core skills test, and you can take the test as many times as you want. The only limitation we have is that a learner can repeat the test 2 times in 24 hours and 10 times in 28 days. But you can keep repeating that cycle as many times as you want. We have something called practice mode, where you don't need to turn the camera on and you can keep practicing. And then we have exam mode, in which you have to turn the camera on, and that camera in turn will be used as a proctoring tool. And then eventually you can get a certificate in that mode. So the test taker can attempt the test multiple times, and then they can get a certificate for their best performance. So if you have scored say C1 in the first attempt, you want to attempt it second time to improve your score. You can do that and say if you end up getting a B2, then you can get a certificate for your first sitting. It's not that if you repeat it, then the first score will go from there. It will remain in the app, and you will be in a position to access it as well. Then you can take the test today and can get a certificate even after 2 months. So it's not that you need to take the certificate immediately for that. For core skills test, results will be available immediately. The moment you submit it, you will get your score. For a speaking test, it takes anywhere between 2 to 6 hours and up to 24 hours to get the result. And same goes for the writing test as well. So when we are conducting the test and we are giving them the most coveted British Council certificates, security becomes extremely important, and we have taken care of that as well. So there are millions of test combinations, and when you are repeating it multiple times, you will not get the same question again. System will take care of it, and you will get different set of questions every time. Plus, we have adaptivity built into the system. So the level of difficulty will also be determined on the basis of your answers. If you are answering the questions correctly and system feels that your English language level is a bit high, then the level of difficulty will go up, and that will add to your scores. That will impact your scores positively. So the app is relevant for a student, say a first year student who has come out from a Telugu medium school, and the app is also relevant for an English language professor. Both of them will get different set of questions and different level of difficulty and different experience. So anyone can simply download and take the test. Now front facing camera has to be on if you want a certificate, and that camera is used as a proctoring tool. So if the learner is sitting, say, too far from the camera, not looking into it, or say looking sideways, or if there is more than one person in the camera, then system will keep flagging the messages, and eventually the test will discontinue if the test taker is not paying attention to it. Exam conditions are enforced, so there is no physical invigilator present, but still the exam conditions will be there. They cannot pause the test for more than 30 seconds. They cannot spend more than a certain amount of time on a particular question. They cannot go back. They cannot take a screenshot, cannot open any other app. And also the front camera of the phone takes close to 20 random images during the test. And all those images will be supplied in the dashboard of the institute. So whenever you receive the score of a candidate, it will be along with the pictures which were taken in the real time when the test was in progress. And system will also tell you whether there is a potential violation case or not. If there is a violation case, then you cannot issue them certificates. If there is no violation, then the certificates can be issued from the dashboard of the institute. Certificates are also secure. Every certificate will have a unique number, and it can be verified from the website of British Council English Score. Now we understand, so we are basically using a hybrid technology. AI is being used for most parts of the assessment, but still before issuing the certificates, all the settings are reviewed by a human reviewer. So, and only after that a certificate is issued to them. So we understand that human raters are really good when it comes to real world communication and when it comes to being comprehensive in the communication. But we cannot say the same towards the unbiasedness, because we all are human beings. We all have our own theories, our own understanding of the language, and our own ways of working as well. So we can be biased at times. Humans can, of course, not be as fast as the technology today, accessible and at a scale. So even if you have 500 students or you have 5,000 students to be tested, it all can be done within 1 hour. And without any arrangements or efforts from the institute, you just need to notify the students about the test, and that's it, everything will be done. And it is quite affordable as well. So app is something which will be used by the test takers, and then at the institution side, we will have something called a dashboard. So after taking the test, students need not to send their scores or share their scores with anyone. All the scores will automatically be shared with the institute with the help of a particular code that we provide to specific code is provided to a particular institute, and that code is unique for them. Through that code, we connect the scores of students with the administrator of the college. All the scores are aligned to CEFR. We recommend to issue certificates from A2 to C1, but it can be done from A1 onwards as well. And we know that all the standard global international tests are aligned to CEFR as well. This is a sample certificate, so it's a 2-page document. It will have their score, it will have one photograph taken after the test that will be printed. It will have the logo of British Council below left corner, and we also have the option to put the logo of the institute. So it can be a co-branded certificate as well. We can have the logo of British Council and the participating institute. so that it can be a co-branded certificate. Then 7 of the 20 images which are taken during the test are printed on the certificate. Again, after being evaluated by human evaluators, so that it again ensures that it was indeed the same individual who started the test and completed it as well. Then it will have their CEFR grade and then an equivalent IELTS score as well. That is just to give them an idea that if they participate in IELTS, what kind of a score they are likely to get. But it is in no way a replacement of IELTS, I would say. It can certainly be a stepping stone towards that. It can help you prepare for that, but not a replacement of IELTS. We also have the preparatory material that will be provided to the college. Yes, sir. Yes. So the certificate will remain valid for 2 years. 2 years. Now the preparatory material, it is not part of the app. I mean, it's not available in the app as of now, but when we partner with the college, we can provide it to them. We have some self-study material for the students. Of course, the unlimited practice tests are there. App itself can be used as a platform for taking any number of mock tests which they want to take. Then we can provide a list of sample questions, practice test with answers. We have lots of free online resources which are available. We also provide the lesson plans which can be used by the teachers in the classrooms. So we have the lesson plans for core skills as well as for speaking skills. And these lesson plans can be utilized by the respective teachers in the language lab or in the classroom. So, and then the institute is of course free to either embed it to their existing content, or they are free to use it on a standalone basis as well. And then we can provide a test preparation guide, etc., which again can be shared with the students and can be disseminated to the students by the teachers, by the institute. Now, approved partner program. So, when an institute becomes an approved partner with British Council English Score, it certainly provides certain advantages. So there will be one dashboard, and instead of the students paying for the certificates, institute can actually enter into a long-term agreement with British Council English Score, and the certificates can be issued by the administrators of the institute. So you will have a control as who you want to issue the certificate to and at which grade you want to issue it. Then the certificates will of course be co-branded. So that again I think goes well when it comes to overall branding of the institute. And then we can of course offer some special pricing for the approved partners. We are working with many institutions in the country. We started offering it to educational institutions 4 months back, and we have some of the largest institutions of the country like SRM, Jitkara, GIT, Uttaranchal, etc., who are utilizing it for the students actually. So this is the step-by-step process. We can reach out to the institute, or institute can reach out to us. We can do a detailed presentation of the entire process. Then we can sign an agreement with them. We can then provide them a dashboard, and then the process kicks in, whereas they can start issuing the certificates to the students of their institute. Now the summary part of it. So it's highly scalable. It's just a mobile app, no infrastructure, no resources are needed from your side. No extra time need to be devoted by the faculty members. Tests can be done in the remotest corner of the state. It needs just a 2 Mbps basic internet connection to conduct the test. Even if you are in a rural area, you can still take any of our tests actually. There are 3 different tests. We have core skills, speaking and writing. A learner need not to take all of the tests together, rather depending on the requirement. Because if you are in a tech heavy role, then probably core skills test may not be needed, and speaking skills test is more relevant for your students So they can go for that particular certificate, or they can go for only the writing test certificate as well. It's convenient, they don't need to schedule it, they don't need to be present in the lab, or they don't need to go anywhere for taking the test. They can be sitting at their homes and can take the test. Results are also available quite quickly. Core skills results will be available immediately, and speaking and writing test results will be available within 24 hours maximum, but mostly you will get it within 2 to 3 hours. Certificates are aligned to CEFR standards, which are globally recognized and respected, and valid for 2 years. And it's quite affordable as well. So this is the QR code for downloading the app. If you want to download it, you can do so now, or you can simply go to Play Store or App Store. If you are using an iPhone, you can search for British Council English Score, and then you can download it. Now, this is the QR code also for the registration for this event. Most of you have already done it. I think almost all of you have already done it. And so the email IDs which we received after registration will be used for sharing the participation certificates, and will give certificates to all the participants, those who are present in physical mode today during the valedictory session. That's it from my side. Please feel free to ask if you have any questions for me. No, ma'am. There's no age limit. Any learner can, yeah. Sorry, the only age limit is that it is meant for 16 plus age groups. Because we are going to test workplace English and general English, not relevant for school students, I would say. So all the students, those who are part of any college, and then all those employees, teachers, all those things. Thanks.
So is there fee for individual
Ma'am, for downloading the app and for taking the test, there is no fee. But for the certificate, there is a fee actually. The retail price, standard retail price per certificate, which is in the app also, is rupees 1690. But of course, when we work with a college or a university, it will be a different kind of a price.
for students of 50, what would be the package then?
We can discuss that after this section.
So, thank you.
Thank you.
One question. How it's going to be managed for the students who are going to appear for IELTS exam? Study abroad.
Yeah. So the fact remains that they need to take IELTS actually for taking admissions in institutions abroad. But this can certainly help in the preparation part. As I said, it can be a stepping stone. For taking IELTS, you need to pay in advance. So I think 14,000 rupees, if I'm right. And then only you can take the test. In this case, you can practice as many times without paying anything, and it helps you in improving your overall score as well. Plus, it gives you an idea as if you participate in IELTS, how well you are likely to do in that, so that before taking the actual exam, you can prepare yourself for it.
Thanks. Should we take the test in one go?
So there is a complete freedom in that, man. It can be done at your, at your own pace. You can take the first test first. Next test can be taken after 1 week or even 1 month. Actually, the scores will remain in the campus.
As far as my knowledge is concerned, if you have taken once, it is better you have to finish it once. Then only the scores would look good. Otherwise, the scores get affected, and your performance cannot be shown well. There is always a possibility of taking at your own pace, since it is made ready for the younger guys, those who want to do it in their own Frenchy way. But it affects the score. That's what I understand. Gentlemen, why are you looking at me seriously? Thank you.
So technically, it's possible for.
How long is it?
Yeah, ma'am, core skills test takes 30 to 40 minutes, and depending on learner, the time may go up and down as well. So it could be say minimum approximately 25 to 30 minutes, and then it can go up to 45 to 50 minutes.
The other test.
Sorry.
Other tests.
Yeah, speaking test will again take close to 20-25 minutes, and same goes for writing.
2 hours around.
Full 2 hours if you are doing it in one sitting, but when you are doing it at home, and students, the short attention spans, and there are so many disturbances these days. So most of them don't do it in one go. They actually take their own time. But as sir mentioned, that is an expert view of a professor who understands English language testing. But technically, it's certainly possible. You can take the test. At your place.
Thanks.
Any other question, ma'am? Do we have any question from any online attendee? Okay, that's it from my side then. Thank you very much. Please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sachin sir, for giving us such information about the certification and the uses that we have to it. I hope a lot of students and other faculty members or other persons who really think that this certification can help them in improving their skills. Yes, this is the right platform. So thank you so much for once again. Now it's time for me to introduce to a personality which I personally adore so much. First of all, a hearty welcome to all the participants on and off the digital platform who are present here at the campus and also on the Zoom meeting. A hearty welcome to everybody. I'm really happy to see all of you here for the Faculty Improvement Program. I am Jyotsna Reddy, an Assistant Professor of English, Lendi Institute of Engineering and Technology. So talking about this person right now who's going to come next to talk about some student assessments and digital innovations in Lendi Institute of Engineering and Technology and the practices that we do in this college to enhance student skills, all the 4 skills of English language. I would like to talk about how good a person is first before inviting him over. He was a leader to all the young aspirants who came in for help in improving their skills, no matter what states they are in. And he's been a very good support to many people in and around, the Andhra Pradesh state and the vicinity here. He is a leader right now to all of us here, to all the team English. And I proudly can say, even in future, he's going to be a leader to many to come and to many other young aspirants. So I'd like to call upon our beloved Hari sir, aka Dr. Tamalani Haribabu, to come here and address and open up about digital innovations and student assessments in language learning at Lendi Institute of Engineering and Technology.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Jyotsna. But anyway, the formal introductory session wasn't happened. There are many whom I know, and then those who know me, and then who know each other. And then online, we have got around 80 participants, 73 now. All of them are from different parts. And this is the time set for another 10 minutes to have the formal introductions about each other. Thanks, Sachin, who has given a good scope for all of us to understand how a mobile is used purely for not only assessments and even for learning. The best part in the English scope of British Council is it has got a lot of scope for learning first, and then after that assessment. So in my talk, I would also love to highlight this important point. We call the assessments for learning. We call it assessments for learning, assessments of learning, assessments by learning. There are many such kind of expressions, but assessments for learning. Meanwhile, this camera also set because truly I apologize, Sachin sir, where we have failed to give presentation on screen, but fortunately team has supported each other, and we would give away the right thing. Generally hybrid mode, we have a lot of gathering inside and then outside also we have gathering, and I request all the online participants to come forward discussing us back, and naturally in panel discussions and live team talk you can do that after this presentation. I'll quickly take another 15 minutes of my talk, but of my half-an-hour talk I am going to cut it into two parts. The first 15 minutes is for introduction for each individual. We have got Professor Babu, Srinivas Babu, Principal of Vamsadhara Degree College. I request somebody to, you can sit and talk, sir, not a problem. Just introduce yourself. I request somebody to give microphone to him and then camera on him.
Very good morning to learned colleagues. It's a galaxy of intellectuals, no doubt at all, because we are the teachers, and it's our prime responsibility to give a right shape to the students. In this connection, we strive until we reach our target, but there is no question of a satisfaction during our service. I am S. Srinivas Babu. Presently, I am working as a principal for Vamsadhara Degree College, Salon Participal. Previously, I worked for 26 years as Vice Principal, IKC Coordinator, Head of the Department of Science and Management, Srikakulam. I have published more than 30 papers, and this is the 105 my FDP, and attended 1400 above conferences altogether. Each and every time I learn something. I have a close association with the Indian Institute. I'm very much thankful to Dr. Hari Babu, who is just like my brother. I have a close association with him. I learned many things, and let me congratulate Dr. Hari Babu, who initiated many programs for the interest of the students. It should be the inspiration to all the teachers. Thank you very much for giving this opportunity.
I'm sorry to say, we have a feedback session by then. Definitely we'll have a lot of time. But within 15 minutes, I wanted it to be done as quickly as possible, as we wanted to know each other. Professor Babu from Vamsadhara Degree College, and now Dr. Kasu from Sanketika Vidya Parishad. I request you, ma'am.
Good afternoon, students. I'm Dr. Kasu, as I said. I worked for Lendi in year 2015. Since then, I'm tied up with Lendi, and the kind of initiations that they have. I'm privileged to be here. So I'm working as HOD for English and MPA in Sanketika Vidya Parishad Engineering College. So it's a great privilege. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, Kasu, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. I'm Hari Kumar from the Department of English and Humanities. I work for Ambijia College of Engineering, and this British Council with the Association of Trade Institute, this mobile assisted language learning. I'm very enthusiastic, and all the department people assigned me some responsibility, not to miss even a bit of the entire presentation session. So I'm eagerly waiting for more inputs to come. And Hari Babu sir, it's not a name, it's a brand, as we all know. We've been taking so many efforts back and forward, and making English and all English fraternity feel very proud. Thank you, sir, for having me here. That's great to hear from you. Hari, this name spells the magic.
So good afternoon, sir. This is Satish from Sita Engineering College. First, I would like to say, Mr. Hari Babu sir, first I would like to say congratulations for making this event grand success. So, I am currently working as a professor in Sita Engineering College. So, thank you very much for giving this opportunity.
Good afternoon. I'm Venkatesh Swarup. So right now I am working as an assistant professor at Salem Engineering College. So I feel proud to be a part of this particular event, especially organized by Professor Harbabu sir. I have a lot of intimacy with him. He is especially a leader to the team of English. I proudly say that. So this is my son.
Thank you, Venkatesh Rao, okay, from Seetham Engineering College. Gopal Krishna sir.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Gopal Krishna. Presently working in Seetham Engineering College. And previously, I know Sachin as the cricket of God of cricket. I know he is the God of English, and I have always have the shadow behind me whenever I meet students. Thank you very much for being with me all these days. Thank you very much for giving this opportunity.
Next, Dr. Ravi.
Good afternoon to all of you. Dr. Ravi from Raja Arasan Karandala College, Hubli. It is a very good opportunity for me to be associated with this program, mobile assisted English language learning. There's no need of highlighting Harbabu sir because he's being highlighted always. That's why his strenuous efforts to develop the field of English language towards the student community or the teaching faculty. That's why I would like to thank him, and it's also an opportunity for me to thank you all, be associated with you all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We want the introductions from your side, sir. Madam.
This is Pravalika from Ramadhi College. I'm very happy to join this program.
Okay. Okay, ma'am.
This is Kerala from Ramadhi College.
Oh, that's your mobile phone only. Anyway, we are working out on mobile assisted language learning. No problem. It's not with malintention. Okay, it is with a very interesting intention. MALL.
I'm very glad to be here, and I wanted to realize all things I'm going to learn here to improve my proficiency.
Thank you so much.
It really helpful to my students in the class. Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
No, sir. Number 6 of 100 policy. I have heard a lot about you from my colleagues and also from students. So this is the first time.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good afternoon. I am Karan Sagar, sir. I have seen you and met you last time. So it's a great opportunity to be here. And I'm an assistant professor in Alex College. It's a great honor to be here to learn something.
Great to hear about Karan Sagar. One of the best boys was finished his masters in recent times, and then also finished his doctorate and working seriously on English language teaching. Thank you very much.
Everyone, my name is Dr. Jaypal Hassan. Currently working as assistant professor of English in Seetham University. And sir, my association with sir has been very long. Co-scholars with Dr. Narayan, Professor Narayan.
We worked under the same guide, and we also have had the same pleasure, same pressure, and then we could complete very well. But I have a very good thing about Jaypal. He drives the motorbike very well. He has a passion of racing, and I also wanted to see that how this motorbike also sometime later going to assist language learning as mobile is assisting now. Thank you, Jaypal. Quickly, microphone. We are already 15 minutes, but anyway, we can take another 5 minutes, even for 5 more minutes for the online participants.
Good afternoon to all the experts who are present here. My name is Pushpalata. I'm presently working as the faculty of Subject English Foundation. I'm very privileged to be here today. Thank you to all the persons who coordinated this program. Thanks. Good afternoon to all. I'm Santoshi. I'm from Subject English College. I'm very glad to be here. I'm working from nearly about 10 years
different colleges. It's a great opportunity with you, being here with you, all dignitaries. Thank you very much.
That and significant TVS. I am here just because of Haribam Sir of Literature. I am going to associate with the college, in context. And I want to speak more about Haribam Sir. Fancy elements.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Subramanian, sir.
Sir, good afternoon, everyone. So my name is K. Srinivasa, working as assistant professor in Indian Institute of Technology. But sir, this is wonderful program. We also learning as well as teaching our students. Maybe I don't know how much cost is there, everything, but obviously it is useful for students as well as faculty members. Thank you, sir.
That's great, sir. Srinivas, sir.
I'm Nagara today from Southern Institute of Technology and Management. It's been a pleasure to be a part of this program today. So actually, I have a beautiful memory that I have got illustrated by you, sir, that was said previously.
Great.
I was working as a principal for our university.
Wonderful, ma'am. Wonderful.
And I'm also a board of studies member for Central Valley University. And it's been a great honor to be here. Thank you so much.
That's great to hear from you, ma'am. We are lucky to have you on the board today.
Good afternoon, everyone. There is a saying that teachers are always learners. Yes. So we are all have come here to learn, and I'm very privileged to be a part of this. I was a teacher. I was working with Maldives. Then I was working with different kinds of institutions and different communications. I was a certified IELTS trainer and a soft skill trainer. At present, working with the Alliance of Management College. Thank you, sir.
That's great, ma'am.
Good afternoon, sir. I am Sri Rosli. I am from Bharati Institute of Technology. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
All individuals. Professor Abhi Kavi, and our guest, Sir Sachin sir, and also whomever, Sir Ram Reddy sir, Srinivas sir, principal sir is now. So I'm very glad to be here, sir. It's great and privileged to be here, and we look forward to more and more such activities, as we always have the thirst.
Definitely.
To learn more and more. Hope we'll see again on such platforms. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, all. This is C.S. Naren Kumar. I'm on degree college, Port Campus. Thank you all.
Thank you, Naren sir.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Sanjay Naidu. I'm working in MR degree college. Sir, I'm very glad to be here, sir. Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, my name is Subraju, Assistant Professor of English, Maharajas College, Campus. And now presently in career guidance service.
That's great, sir.
I'm very great to be here. And I want to explore new things.
Great, great. That's all from the house, and I hope all of us have completed inside the house. And I also request some of the participants, if at all you feel that we are really doing hybrid, just because your request that we have accepted to have it hybrid. And if it are one or two would also really introduce yourself from online, we would be happy. Shall we ask them to raise their hand? Are you all there? Or just put your mobile, just for mobile assisted language learning, open. Do you find any one or two hand raises? Okay. We'll call Adrisha Bhattacharya. Sir or ma'am, are you there? Matthews, are you there? Can you kindly raise your hand? Otherwise, can you give an option for all unmute? Yes. The option for all of you given unmute, and anybody can unmute No? Yes, I think I'm now audible for all of you. Hope you can understand that this is a fully hybrid mode now. And the participants from online also would like to interact with us at any point in time you can interact. And then now the internal participants, we have 30 teachers who are very much excited in learning a lot about the mobile assisted language learning. Shortly after this talk, we have talks ended and then lightning talks begin, where most of the young teachers, moderated by senior teachers, will give away their opinions shortly about the mobile assisted language learning. Followed by it, there will be Ben Brooks' talk. He is from England, and the main talk about the assessments he wants to do it. And post that talk, we have also panel discussion. So this is what the whole program all about. And now I take the privilege in sharing the screen. Can you make me a co-host, man? Hari's mobile. That's enough. Otherwise, you can make channel 1 a co-host. Channel 1 is co-host. Right. Okay. In fact, I was given this topic by British Council, talking about digital innovations. Did you share it, ma'am?
Yes, that's right.
You must be as quick as a computer does or a mobile does. You're not that quick as at this point in time. All right, you can put the big screen, right? Yeah, in fact, the British Council has asked me, can you remove that one or close that one? Yes. Digital innovations. Digital innovations for learning. Tools for assessment. Both of them, I think, one with the other interlinked. So often, most of you love to say that there is a lot of importance of the digital presence today. And I also have tried researching here and there and come with some important, notable, remarkable research points, which I have brought it for you. And then why mobile assisted language is highly important, we can understand as a context that has been set today. Hope most of my friends will agree, and then most of the senior teachers on the board also will be a couple of interesting points that I would propose before you. I think you can take it online also. We have participants there. Especially when you see language development in the digital era. Generally, in digital era, the language development has a lot of hiccups, particularly when you see it is because of the teachers' interest towards taking up digitalized content in hand, or maybe because of the infrastructure facility that we have created around us, or the lack of infrastructure facility. Sometimes extra infrastructure facility might draw the interest of the learner or of the teacher, because we feel that we must be native, we must be we altogether. So it is not that easy to present language development in the digital era with the greatest quality. On the other hand, we also cannot say that the language development is not that easily possible with digital content. Just now, Sachin sir has already opined how British Council's English Score, an app that is really dealing with all the good problems. I request Madam Mahati or Channel 3 to put the videos on the gallery mode, but anyway, not in gallery mode, that is minimized mode. Put the video on, but put the whole that little strip into minimized mode so that the presentation can be easily visible for everybody. I think if you can see, past 3 decades, everywhere people are talking about the digitalization. Even for eating today, a baby is given a little tab instead of a bedtime story. Even for taking bed, we have seen the modern mothers and the modern grandmothers who are very excited in giving away a little mobile phone and then make kids sleep or kids eat. So, if you can see, why not English language? Since English language has got its own popularity, why is it not to be developed? So, such a way, the education of English language is designed, developed, and then delivered around the world today with technology. Even if you say that you are not driven away by technology, even if you have a phobia of the technology, or even if you do not like to use technology, there's no problem. You are obsolete, not the language learning or language education. I think most of my senior colleagues will look at me with a grin face, but it is true. It was how the world is now evolving with the new revolution of language and language education with the help of digital technology. English language teaching and learning put together having innovation. That's why we always say creativity is the crux of English class. Hope most of the teachers will agree with me. Most of you are looking at me with a creative look. Am I right or not? Each one of you are putting superb expression. Why not an English teacher is creative? Yes, unless you're creative, it is not that easy to teach Robert Frost Brook very well. Not Robert? Lawton, sorry. Also not Tennyson. I'm growing old. Slowly I'm slipping here and there, but my teeth are fine. All right. So Brook is not that easy to be taught when you are not creative. Men may come and men may go, but I go on forever. When these 2 lines that you wanted to really express its quality, you require a lot of creativity. So I propose English language teaching and learning is innovation. It can be seen as a new teaching methodology. If you are not innovative, if you are not creative, if you do not like to take up the right approach of putting creativity into the English classroom, we might be little away from the writing part of the language teaching. Hope Karan Sagar will also accept because he's looking at this, yes. Or he's quite thoughtful in taking me into some other world. But innovation is a very crux of the idea today. And of course, there are various methods, particularly teaching or assessment techniques, of course, learning and instructional tools. Maybe all of these are the essential areas of the language teaching. Once the digitalization has come, you need not really work with 4 different varieties. All of them are there within. That's what my proposition. I think most of you can agree with. So you say learning and instruction tool that is always there. Or you can depend on any one of the British Council English or like in Little Lab. Sorry, sir, I'm not meaning that is literal, but of course, in our flow, we're saying that in a Little Lab that can definitely involve in all of these pedagogical theory. When Sachin sir was proposing that there is a content as a preparation material. When you wanted to really work for this British Council's English score, as Mahati also has said on CFR scale, she has stood on C1. For me to take up C1, it took a lot of time because I was engaged the other way. Each time I opened the test, I could not find enough time. I made my wrong attempt and I could not really stand on the CFR scale. All of you might know, a common European framework for reference as a scale which is used for people to get his or her proficiency of English language. So when you take digitalized
digitalized age and then language development in this digital age, it is possible just because it has got its own qualitative idea of having many at one hand. The best example is this room. We are connected to 70 at once, and then we are 30 sitting comfortably together, and then each one is put on the screen immediately. So maybe if you can use the same for the development of language, it is possible. Maybe Professor Hari might not agree with me sometimes. He can immediately say, if it can teach the cognition, that's a question. I would love to definitely take the digitalized content. Maybe a robotic learning is expected shortly. AI-based learning is expected shortly. It's already next part. Yeah.
Next seminar will be on.
Yeah, okay. AI based. Thank you for that proposal, ma'am. Maybe in the evening, if you can present before our head of the institute, I would love to take it forward. So language development in the digital age is having multiple ways. That is what my intentions are. When these are implemented, they can lead to have a lot of newness, lot of new readiness. Are we expected to be that ready? Yes, we are. If not, we'll be into some other land, but not in our own land, teaching these young kids what they take learning. The young kids of today, born with silver spoon, not with mobile phone, born with silver spoon in their mouths, and comfortably staying in the homes, and each time they are reporting to a mobile rather than her mother or her daughter, sorry, her father, because mother and father are also quite busy in handling the dealings with mobile phone. It's not their fault, it's not our fault, it's not anybody's fault. The world is now revolving around the mobile. Thanks to British Council, which has proposed beautiful concept named Mobile Assisted English Language Learning and Teaching. So I hope I set the context, and now here onwards, all brainstormings in my talk. Maybe you can look at me seriously, or you can also come with me, or you can think better than me to adopt language development through digitalized either. The digital age is changing our children's lives. Just now, I have told you, it is dramatically changing our lives. And you see, there is a little kid we have seen in WhatsApp. I want marriage, I want marriage. Because she's very much excited in listening to such kind of fancy terms. Immediately she's sitting with mobile phone. And I definitely goes with my young friend, Mr. Hari, who always says that it is not possible with digitalization, the cognition. Maybe to think, even if AI comes, digitalization might not be possible. Though Alexa is helping us now, though Siri is helping us now, but they are not proved as truly human beings. So maybe our children dramatically gets changed, and if you are on the other side of River Krishna, you will be with Yamuna. You are that side of the Yamuna, and I am this side of the Krishna. So basically, you cannot actually go so deep into the friends of our own class, because so often their life has got changed dramatically. They are very much excited using anything that is in their hand, particularly in the name of mobile phone. They are well versed with their style of doing things with mobile phone. If you cannot capture that situation, even if you are the better teacher, of course, even if you are the best teacher, you might not go so deep in it. New technologies transform the way people interact with each other, the way stories are shared and distributed, and the way reality is presented and perceived. I think most of you might agree with me. Everywhere today, technology replaced with reality. Even parents are experiencing toddlers can handle tablets and apps better than them. They are sophisticatedly using. Hope you might have already had the same experience. You could not know how to delete something what is odd on your mobile phone, but your kid has done in no time. If you have given a neighborhood 3-year-old boy also can talk much about cars in the mobiles easily. I think Venkatesh Rao agrees with me. He's putting a little smile on me on this point. Definitely. So in such an environment, why language is a discount for it? These are some of the surveys suggested. Great Britain, a recent survey of preschoolers shows that a rising number of toddlers are now put into the bed that happens, which I already told you. It's no surprise. And I did not say anything from my own mind. Kasu ma'am looks at me, oh, this guy always brings something what he thinks and then puts it. But this is a survey, ma'am, not mine. Okay? Please accept. Okay. And then in USA, a telephone survey of 1,009 parents of children aged 2 to 24 months documents that by 3 months of age, about 40% of children regularly watch television, DVDs, videos, while by 24 months, that proportionate rate has been raised to 90%. I mean, this Zoom is disturbing. Yeah. Right, it is 90%. Okay. Quickly, and with these facts, I hope most of you would agree with me. Would agree with me, the advancements and explorations connected with digitalized era is happening very well, and interacting with mobile phones is very well. And then you are having your students, people, friends around you with only mobile phone, and then there should be an indication. Assistive social robots that are coming already have come. And then children's language development also reflected. Though we say now certain vocabulary in a way that we have learned, maybe our friends could not listen to us. I think already we have experienced. Do you all experience in your classroom or not? If not, please let me know. Sir, my classroom is very good today. Whatever I say, they're listening to me. And whatever I propose, they're really following my proposals. That's a trash. They're acting. They're acting and we are managing. Sorry for that to make your friends. Across our tables, we know the reality. Since the reality is that bitter, that typical, that challenging, why can't we convert ourselves into these kinds of assisted language learning? Your life will be very soft, happy. I am the best example. In 2011, 2009, when I proposed this laboratory, our management was under doldrums to give it or not. But they've given. Shall I leave them or what? If they cannot give, they've given. Right? After that, it took around 3 years for me to understand how to use it. We had hiccups. By then, even Kasu man was also there with us, and we are all working together. So by 11, somewhere like that, and I tried putting the effort of understanding how this is going to help students. I have undertaken a survey. Slowly, that has become an MPhil also, an MPhil thesis. I submitted the same into Nagarjuna University as an MPhil program. Efficacy levels of language laboratories in the using them for the benefit of students' efficacy. Students' speech anxieties, using the students' speech disorders. Slowly, that has been shaped up a book, and then slowly it has come like this. Today, you and I are talking together. Whenever that comes to your mind, I have had so many calls from our Andhra Pradesh state. Whenever technology-enabled English language that comes, task-based language learning that comes, or activity-based language learning that comes, I have calls. It's not just because that I have grown up as a teacher, I receive the calls, but you know, the technology-enabled language learning that disturbs the minds of them, they immediately call. So such a way, what I mean to tell you is, language development in the digital age is going great. If you cannot take that pace, you'll be definitely behind the pace. I cannot really say that your words will save you from the books of nature. And I'm not against it. And I also love to still have language into literature and literature for language. But today, language with mobility, language with computer, language with technology, language with all other new features is highly welcoming fact. So hope you all can understand. The host there is able to watch out any comments from online because we are speaking to even world. Nigerian friend might differ with me. Please kindly let me know. You can see the existing theories. Can you put that off? Or can you put that off? Who can use this transcript? Yeah. These are all possible. These are all possible hiccups with the technology that we use. Still, we are not supposed to leave them aside. If you can leave, you will be into oblivion, no doubt in it. Existing theories of language emphasize the role of language input and the learner's interaction with the environment. I think most of you will definitely agree with me. Unless the environment is set, you cannot happily enjoy the adoption of language. Since the environment is set here, all of you were quite comfortable and then you started giving your opinions. Otherwise, you would not have loved me. You would not have enjoyed the pleasure of being with others as a company. So similarly, when you take up language development, language learning methodology, or language learning acquisition, all that is interdependent on the environment that we have. For this, I have an anecdote. And in fact, it was 2008 when in a remote corner near to Visakhapatnam, there was an institution established where the institution was little away from the social mode, where all the students are coming from rural milieu and they do not have anything else in their mind, but they have a firm determination that they wanted to listen to the students who were, teachers who were going to guide them. That is where actually Lendi witnessed such kind of wonderful students. And then we wanted to see the environment set. They did not know how to come inside, how to go outside, into this kind of a boardroom when they wanted to get in. They have no problem with the language of communication. They have a problem with their own inhibitive spirit. They wanted to kill that inhibition. They could not. So, why is it? It is just because of the environmental factor that has worked on their minds so seriously. I think most of you will agree with me. Because you were grown up, you were the kid of, you were into good books of people, and then you have communication. It's so easy. But for the one who is really struggling, should require a beautiful environment. Are we ready to set that kind of environment rather than being a mole in the other's eye? Hope most of the English teachers will always agree with me. We are sometimes being more with others, more in the other's eye. We never want to accept that we are bad to discard. Definitely we say that. I am teaching, but you know, they are not coming up to my level. Maybe because you could not set the environment properly, which is crucial for the boy or girl to receive it. And after 11, 12, even I also faced the same because we have invested a lot in the name of this laboratory. And then people have started coming into this lab, experimenting. There are many failures. When I have played a Britney Spears song here, they all looked at me. Is it a laboratory or a cinema theater, sir? Why do you need your brains? And I also have played, what is that? Justin. Yeah, Justin, but we played a movie also. What What's our
Great
great debaters. Every year we can play it for development of the debating spirit. Denzel Washington's movie, Great Debaters. People have looked at us differently. When you're playing that and people who are looking at in a different light, maybe this teacher wants to pass on the time. We've set the boards outside us. English class is happening. Kindly bear with the noise. Sorry, bear with the voice, not noise. We've set the boards out. Because an ECE teacher looks at me differently. What kind of a God that is? Why are you making all that? Disturbing. You're taking up an exam. Any ECE teacher? No problem. We don't have. Okay, I will say. Generally, that is the virus. That is the spirit killing activity for us. If at all a language teacher goes in the classroom and the classroom is little noisy, it's not actually unruly, right? It's just noisy. Why they are environmental impacts? Keeping them in 60 tough corners and then making them to listen to all what we teach, where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free. If at all we have given wonderful sermons saying that Rabindranath Tagore has said. Whatever that we say Rabindranath Tagore has said. Right? So environment plays a major role, I believe it. I think you also can accept it. From this perspective, we need to ask some of the questions. In order to make ourselves digitalized effective, in the digital age, quite effective, what are the consequences of this new digital reality? Or learn is acquisition of the most fundamental of all human skills, that is most important human skill, language and communication. This is my first question, and think about it. What are the consequences of this new digital reality for learners' acquisition of most fundamental? Learners' acquisition in the digital area is happening. Maybe my friends would definitely disagree with it. It is not happening actually. Again, we are managing. Once you have gone so deep into using the technology, most of my team knows. We have set wonderful manuals and we also have set beautiful assessment policies and we also have brought in a lot of good apps. Possibly what is happening to you? They're managing. Your activity is good. You are good. For example, in our assessment model, we have made an assignment in recent times. We have given an app for their oral expression and they have to give an oral expression for 1 or 2 minutes in their own language, in the language possibly that they know how to speak in English. So they can give that 1 or 2 minutes talk, and then immediately under it, at least 10 to 15 members have to comment on the quality of the talk. The teacher's expectation using that app, delivering some interesting methodology is only for reality. But what happened, everybody opened it is like our feedback link. Where is feedback link? Where is feedback link? In many of the talks. Okay. It's quite unfortunate. I'm so sorry. I told you I've taken your permissions well in before my presentation. But these are all unfortunate things. But if not you, who? One of my good old friends said. If not now, when? If not here, where? We have to discuss that. That is how I have brought this proposal before you. Some of the questions which really makes you to think too much. One more question. Are new theories needed that can help us understand how language is acquired in this new digital era? We have got an app that is speech coach with AI. Okay? We have got an app, Edpuzzle, an app that helps you to send a video in bits and pieces to make all your learners to understand what you wanted to understand. Will they really help all the teachers of our age understand how language is acquired? Do the new digital environment and new ways of interaction change the way languages are learned or the quality of language acquisition? These are all definitely questions that are coming to you also. In the use of new media, can you switch off AC for a while, Srinivas? Yes, people are not comfortable. Yeah, is the use of new media beneficial or harmful to learners' language and cognitive development? Hope so. I think it isn't. These are some of the questions. Can new technologies be tailored to support learners' growth, and most importantly, can they be designed to language coherence and language learning among the vulnerable learners? There are certain amount of vulnerable learners in your classroom, maybe 10, 15, whom you are supposed to really pay a lot of attention. That's happening. So like this, the condition is language. Okay. If somebody who is very near to the screen will read out for us, for the whole class, for a fair selection on everybody has to take the same exam. Please climb the tree. Please climb the tree in the picture. Thank God there are many climbers, but what about an elephant like me? How does it do? It may take the whole tree into its trunk and then tries its own way. This is how we are doing. How unfair are we? So the presentation continues, but there is no much time. But I have tried my level best to think seriously about how the technology is going to help. Okay, my presentation went on with so many other things here, but of course, one last slide I wanted to talk about. Assessments for learning, anyway, I have covered. And then the one last misconception, so much we have discussed. And then one last slide where I did so many things. In fact, I means most of the teachers here who together work with so many tools. Particularly when you see Flipgrid is one of the best tools which has helped us to make the student friends take their video response. Here, he cannot do anything. Particularly when you ask your student friend to do something, what did he do? He might have had his own creativity existed or exercised. Even Google could not kill his creativity, but he has exercised his own creativity, we understand. But in this Flipgrid, you cannot find any such kind of a scope. He stands there, always the camera highlights at his eyes only, and then where he has to talk. Once, twice, there also they tried reading something. But later, Flipgrid automatically allows to receive the comments under it. You are reading, not talking. Maybe my presentation, if it is put before Flipgrid, you are speaking extra. Come on, stop it. That kind of comment also. So like that, we have used Flipgrid extensively by the team of Reglacia. And then Padlet. Padlet is one such kind of beautiful app, maybe most of you might know. We can do around 32 ways of wonders on Padlet, where you can make many good things. And in the next slide, all my team will express what all that we are practicing. This is one such kind of a good exercise that I have done. And I hope now, if you have any questions, we'll be free for that. These are directly Play Store, and all of them are open sources. I never believe in purchasing many things, but of course we have limited amount of money to have the subscriptions. Okay, yearly subscriptions. If you can take one account, you can cater to the needs of many. Particularly in our class, we have taken one account of Flipgrid. Flipgrid is free of cost. If you have an institutional account, you have Flipgrid free of cost. You can explore and you can exploit the use of it also in the corners. And then Padlet, I don't think it's more than $25 an annum or $25 a month. I don't remember. Annum. Okay. G Classroom, anyway, you know. GForm is fully free if you have your own drive space. And then Socrative, it is little expensive, maybe some
$200, $300 an annum. And then quiz is another interesting one. I think my friends will talk much about it. And then this is how we can explore the possibilities using the tools that you have. Shall I have more questions? Anyone from outside?
Not yet, sir.
Oh, great. Are we following them? Are they following us? Oh, thank God. Yeah. Yeah.
How do you manage to motivate the students throughout the semester? Like, you motivate them for 1 or 2 classes, then you form up. But like slowly that motivation may fade away. That sometimes happens with me as well. Right? As a teacher, I also can't really cater to the needs of the students. Like, because like in India, you have at least 16 to 18 hours of workload. For each and every class, you can't really stay motivated the same way. Right? And also, if you see the classroom size, yeah, I don't know whether any of my colleagues are watching, but in one of my classes, right, I have 94 students, right? So I can't really have the same level of motivation, and I can't really have the same level of energy when I go to a class.
Can you use the microphone there?
Yeah. So in such large, like in such classes where I have large number of students, right? So I too can't really stay motivated, there's a lot of amount of creativity and post preparation also is required. So what would be your stage?
It's a tough challenge for me. And for that matter, for any senior teacher, it is definitely a tough challenge. Still, I can try my level best in recalling some of the methods that I usually use, and by chance anybody or everybody could have been using the similar kind of a methodology. Especially, I have hailed from a remote village which doesn't have electricity facility until 1997. And it's true. Just on my marriage day, first day of my marriage, my wife has come. An RTC bus also has come to our village in 2003. And from such kind of a typical place, I don't know how my mother and father tried motivating several days to see their 3 children. I am the youngest, very naughty at home. And even I was also there, monitored, so well nurtured, though my mother was just only 5th class, 6th class passed, and my father was a school final pass. I recall the spirit of the learning mechanism that they have put before us. They wanted me to see as an engineer, my brother to be a doctor, my sister to be a teacher. But my sister has become a politician, my brother has become a businessman, I have become a professor. But motivation is still continuing. So this is one always I keep in my mind and then put it before them. And motivation is not that easy every day we can carry it out. But if you can look into your own motivation, it is quite possible for receiving the challenges so easily. I know that you cannot agree with me, but it is my proposal. I told you that I've been doing this kind of motivation. And so many live stories are available, and those stories are definitely helpful for the kids to understand. And then so often in the name of motivation today, there is a lot going on, but I request you not to carry the same. But these are some of the ideas that we have taken. I think I is satisfied for a while. Right? Yes, sir. Microphone, please, sir. Use the microphone.
So it's not a question actually. Just I want to put forward my view on the talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said that only language can be efficient, proficient, whatever, whatnot. But you made people interesting in this all. And you said the answer for him. It is not the only language can make people happy. It is your intelligence too. And with the language, as you speak, I found many children in schools document and more proficient than us. They can us manage. They cannot even rule the world. But to that, it's my opinion, sir. To my opinion, it is the intelligence that is also required. Just as you just quoted. And this is an app, and I realized we can simply call it as an endangering, the change that is being entering into the world. When I was studying, as you said, I studied in a school where even teachers are not found. That is just away from the children. And I was really interested to listen to stories of English, teachers of English. Now that is not found in the present class. Yes, sir. Yes. So for that, my just simple opinion is that it is not only the language can make people great or yes, it is the intelligence too. Great. Even Swami Vivekananda found interesting. It is not the proficiency that he got.
That is how he is asking. That is how he is asking. How far? How much is too much? How many days that we can say these stories? How many days that we can keep that momentum? For that, and I found many teachers, as you said earlier, it is just always like a feedback form. This is always great and everything. Because all the English teachers, not only English teachers, every teacher is trying to make it great always with his proficiency, but not the contents. And I find the same in my class. I failed many times. Okay. And I realized. But anyway, how much is too much? How many days that you can keep on keep this momentum forward? That is definitely a question put before all of us. And I hope so many days. It is like how we are living going forward. The motivation in English classroom by an English teacher, since it is a foreign thing, since a foreign body that comes into, definitely we have to keep that momentum always by making this motivation possible.
I would like to add one more point.
Okay.
As defined it. We can't bring motivation or data into the classroom. It will take some time. For example, everybody well known about Bednampudi School and the girls, right? It has been a very long journey for the teacher over there to train the students in such a way. And it is so surprising. Recently, I have watched even the IMA who is working in that school is also able to speak in English. And she is also communicating in English. If an illiterate like her is speaking in English, and what about the educated people? And it takes some time, and it is our responsibility on the student to take it as possible as. This is only my point of view. Thank you.
Can I add? Sure. We are leaving the process almost by 35 minutes, but anyway, we can cut short that in our lunch.
Without your permission, I would like to say one thing, and I would like to add on point to answer, madam. Nowadays, the role of English teacher is very critical because English teachers don't have support from other teachers. That's the hardest today we are facing now. But one thing we leave it aside, I would like to give an example. Earlier, about 26 years in Gayatri College of Science and Management, it is one of the lead institutes in the district of Srikakulam. Very recently, on the demand of one of the managements, I wish to develop a rural institute which is located at Chalavanpeta, a very remote area. There is one hurdle, what Harish has said. The students say one thing, 90% of the students are girl students. They say one thing, sir, we don't need quality education. Why? Because we are going to get married soon. My parents won't agree with us. I am taking a number of classes for them for motivation. 60% of the students turned up because nowadays motivation is nothing but we require a lot of patience and presence of mind. Whatever knowledge we have, whatever content we have, whatever qualifications we have, whatever awards we have, they are not the fetching factor. Just we observe the stakeholder, our sir has mentioned that is nothing but a grievance. How is it possible for us to do all these things? But one thing we have observed at this particular conference hall, Dr. Hari has become successful in regarding uses of technology. Are we all successful? we have been facing many problems. We don't have support from the management. We don't have any kind of recognition. What can we do with this? But Hari, he proved himself for the management. He has been doing all this, just this particular thing and this arrangement, just we can see how he can manage all these things. That's why it's purely individual. We have to struggle and we have to face whatever methods used. Hari asked one question: are we required new methodologies? Methodologies requirement depends on situation. We people did BEd. Are we using methodologies? For what extent? We can adapt new methodology, what is said, innovation as far as the classroom situation is concerned, stakeholders, interest is concerned. How can we create? Some people, they don't have minimum qualification, but they are successful in motivation. One who is successful in motivation, that person is going to become good teacher. Why? Because now today we are all facilitators. Facilitators. We have to avoid traditional system, but we don't insert the degrade traditional system. Thank you very much for giving some.
Wow. That's why the teachers of
Sorry,
experience.
I might not take
Teachers of no, you did not take. Teachers of experience is always needed. So such an experienced teacher, Srinivas Babu, always is with us. With this, I'll conclude my talk, and then room is open for another another half an hour time, because we are cutting short our lunch. Possibly all of you will agree with me. At 2 o'clock exactly when we'll start his presentation. So we can cut short our 50 minutes lunch to 20 minutes. Still, it is just working lunch. We do not have much to eat, but we can finish it early as possible. And then your lightning talks time is not held. 15 minutes 1, 15 minutes 2. Ma'am Kasu moderates talk 2, and then Ma'am Mahalakshmi will moderate talk 1. We'll be now going into lightning talk with the lightning spirit.
Thank you so much, Harisa, because Harisa has given a very clear picture about how the digital change is changing every way. As our teaching approaches has been changing every day, and this e-learning process has become a buzzword in the present generation. Hope my English fraternity will agree with that. Yeah, and along with e-learning, these days we are having a one more buzzword called M-learning. Can somebody tell me about what actually an M-learning is? Yeah, mobile learning. So we are, before I start this, I would like to share with you all one small experience that I have came across. Like during pandemic, when we are allocating the work, most of my colleagues opined from various departments that how come English language they questioned us. Can you teach English through online? Is it possible? Why to teach English through online? And what are the ways that you are using this? And we have shown that we can proudly say that our English BLCS lab has provided us all the opportunities how to use the technology, both e-learning as well as M-learning. And we have proved all our peers that we are well, good at dealing with technology, especially teaching English language through technology. And we proved that, and this is the result out of that. And we are very happy to say that English fraternity is showing all the best throughout the world that even the language can be taught, can be facilitated through technology. This is very, very wonderful opportunity for all the teachers of English over the world. And today the total setting of, the teaching of English language has been changed from traditional to modern. The old blackboard room classrooms are done, and now we are using YouTube's, Skype, Padlet, as our Harisa has shown the different edtech tools that we are using in present classrooms. Along with that, many other, ways, many other platforms that we are using, all of us in different perspectives. And here I have a group of English fraternity. And before I opine about my perspective or my teaching style in my classroom, can I call upon, with your permission, can I call upon Ms. Mahati, one of my peers, who can express her perspective about how she handles this M-learning or e-learning in her classroom. Thank you. Over to you, Mahati.
I request you to sit there, ma'am. As a moderator.
Thank you, Maheshwari ma'am, for this opportunity. Okay, I would like to firstly focus about teaching grammar and vocabulary through this e-learning. And I would like to introduce one of the apps that we use here almost every day with the students, that is Quizzes. We call the app or the editing tool called Quizzes. Quizzes. So this is an app we regularly use with the students, especially to focus on two things. I personally feel comfortable using this app with in two different aspects. One is to give an immediate feedback to the students. See, sometimes when you have to have so many questions at one go. Say, for example, when we teach a grammar topic. So all of a sudden to discuss in a classroom some 50 questions, it's not possible. And I hope all of you agree that when it comes to grammar and vocabulary, it is always important to have some practice instead of always giving a continuous lecture. So to give those many questions at one go, it's not possible to dictate or to take them on a piece of paper. It's a hectic task to do in such a way. So we introduced this app called Quizzes, where we dump as many questions as possible. At least some 10-20 questions where students can directly take then and there. Within a span of 5 to 10 minutes, we can give some 10-20 questions of different kinds. And we can prepare that priorly. And also, the beautiful thing in this app is you already have so many quizzes as such prepared by anybody. So you can easily access these quizzes anytime possible. So not only for this grammar and vocabulary practice, we also use this particular app for conducting some competitions. So recently we had a competition on the event of Library Week, Library Day that we celebrated. And we dumped some questions just within 10-15 minutes of time. Quickly, what we always share the work within the team. We always try to see that we allocate work equally to each other so that it is easy for us to execute it instead of one taking all the burdens. So what we do is we pick up different topics and we also use this for assessment as well. And sometimes, say for example, you give some 20 questions all of a sudden and you want to pick what would be the difficulty rate in students. Sometimes I know some people might be very good at parts of speech and some people might fail, especially in articles. So how to recognize it? If you take pen and paper method, it takes time. You have to look at each and every paper. You have to then analyze the whole performance and then decide. So instead of that, this app directly gives the whole feedback. How many questions are being easily solved by the students? What is the most difficult rating? And one more aspect where I want to focus is inhibition. So usually in the classroom, you can ask questions in the class. Students usually don't stand up. They go back, they don't like to open their mouth. And even some people, even though they know the answer, they don't try to stand up because they have fear. Okay, what if I go wrong? So, but here, if you use the app, it's a different story. Everybody is very enthusiastic to take up the question because it gives a scorecard at the end. So usually people keep shouting in our apps, "Mom, I got the first one. I got the first rank in the score." So this is very interesting, and you can ask this fellows also. We have Kushi, we have Swami, those who experience this quizzes almost every day. They come to the lab. So this is very interesting, and not only for the grammar, but even vocabulary also. And one more best part is, you can simultaneously give questions as well as some slides. Say for example, now I want to explain the importance of the article the. I'll give 1 or 2 slides talking about the use of it, where not to use, certain examples, and then I can post a question in the next slide. So everything can be easily accessed through your mobile phone. It is just, you have to just type on the Google page, joinmyquiz.com. It gives you, it asks for a code, a 6-digit code, which can be created by us, and giving that code directly to them. You can directly allow the students to take the quiz. So simultaneously, as and when they take, we can discuss, we can give the feedback immediately, and the app itself shows the right answer if we set it before. And it has so many types of questions. You can give multiple choice questions, you can give fill in the blanks, you can give open-ended questions, you can give match the following. So it is very, very interesting for both the teachers and the students, because we also sometimes get excited to put all critical questions sometimes in order to make the students understand and enjoy it with enthusiasm. So this is the experience that I have with this app, and over to Mahalakshmi ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mahavi ma'am. As you said, it is very difficult to practice more number of questions in given 45 minutes or 50 minutes, where this app will help most of our English teachers to practice the grammar in the most beautiful way. Let's hear from our Hari sir, like his perspective or his own experience in his own classroom or the laboratory that he is dealing with. Over to you, Hari sir.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Yes.
Thank you for the opportunity. Just, I would like to begin with one simple statement. And I have answers for Hari sir. So many questions. Yes. I expect 5 more minutes just to cut short what I generally do. To begin with, change is constant. You can't drift away from changes. So any change that gets into our teaching learning process, adaptability. So mobile assisted, go for mobile assisted. Computer assisted, go for computer assisted. Never underestimate the role of a teacher, because he is much more powerful and the human brain is 1,000 times super than any computer ever invented. I stick to the same point, Hari sir. I can't change. Education is the manifestation of perfection which is already in man. So this technological development makes it and facilitates it quite at ease when we really motivate students in the right direction. Our friend is talking about 95 students in a class. Britishers have given a rule, divide and rule. Maybe there is one possibility. It's just during lunch we'll extend the discussion. And then there are few TV shows, Shin-chan and many other cartoons. My daughter speaks the same language. Hari sir has the same interpretation. When I could provide an input, then she speaks English quite comfortably, confidently. It's all about how we condition our children, how we condition our fellow students in our college. Okay, so the psychological conditioning happens very quickly, rapidly through mobile-assisted communication skills, language learning, language acquisition. LSRW skills, we have been teaching ever since JNU has introduced with the advanced language lab, basic language lab. But the technology has given novel ways of understanding these 4 language skills. So let us adopt, bring out some interpretation, because research is more scientific. I say, Hari sir say, our students will speak very dynamic, they become very confident. That's not the conclusion we should draw. We should prove it scientifically.
Conditioned instruction, as I've already mentioned, is possible and the results are very efficient. Outcome-based education system is on the cards. So teacher can't be redundant, skeptical. Previously, I was skeptical and redundant to Harisa's views way back when the JNTU organized a particular discussion. This can be possible when you divide your class into two groups, control group and open group. Give your instructions to the control group, leave the other group as open group, and verify the results. That not only motivate, but that really creates immense pleasure in understanding the other way around, which is readily available, which is handy nowadays. Sachin sir spoke about the British Council, and then I understood why, looking at a 20-second BMW ad, somebody spends crores of rupees. That is the power of communication. Watch your thoughts, they become your words. Watch your words, they become your action. Watch your action, that becomes your capital. These are my observations, and I thank everyone for being so patient.
Thank you, Harisa. Thank you so much. Really, the idea that you have acquired regarding control group and open group really works out with most of the students who are average, below average, and good students to have a collaboration tasking. Thank you so much, sir. And can I call upon Anisha ma'am? Can you share your experiences, ma'am, at least one or two, so that the youngest one in our team, who is going to share the opinion about how she is dealing with the children, especially the students in semi-urban college. Thank you.
Thank you, Lakshmi ma'am.
No problem.
And it's a great pleasure for me to be I think I will come.
Yeah.
I hope. Yes. It's a great pleasure for me to be here in front of all of this senior faculty. And my experience is only for 6 months. I've been here, but I had a great time, to be frank. And how I deal with my classes, I think I again go back to what sir was mentioning before. In the beginning, I did not get habituated to the students in the beginning because I was quite new here. Then how did I deal with them? Was I have took motivation from my team. I think teamwork every time has made us succeed in every activity, in every way possible. What we look at is during every activity we conduct, we first focus on the outcome. What is the outcome of this particular activity that we are currently doing? Even in the lab, during the practice hour, we focus on how are we relating theory to real-time scenarios. For example, in our recent examination, I still remember we have taught them how I became a public speaker, and instead of just giving the asking them the summary, what we have done was we have asked them to describe one of their greatest fears. And before that, we have also started this activity on Padlet, where they have to post in 1 to 2 minute videos. It can be of any topic. In the beginning, they were very hesitant. But then slowly, as we have told them the outcome of what this particular activities will do, it is not just uploading the videos. We have also told them that we are also focusing on the body language, on the eye contact, on the gestures that all of you are using. Because speech doesn't only end when your content is good. It is all about your body language too. So that is one of the greatest outcomes that we are seeing here. And what we also do as young teachers is we tell them our experiences. We tell them that we were also once afraid to speak in front of the public, as just as you are. I tell them my experiences. I tell them that I never thought that I'll be teaching 70 students when I was little. So you can take inspiration from me as well. And then the books that we recommend here, that is the autobiography of APJ Abdul Kalam. We also tell them that they also come from such humble beginnings, just as you people are. But then he had great dreams, and you can have them. So do not stop dreaming at all. And one day, if you keep on practicing, you will reach it. You'll reach there. So that is how we do it in our classroom, including it with technology. I know we have many pitfalls even while using technology because there is no consistency. We should keep on monitoring and tracking them and then motivating them again and again to put these videos out for us. It can be on anything. So,
if that is the case, can you please tell me one challenge that you have experienced, ma'am? Only one challenge.
Yes, ma'am. One challenge that we have faced is on Padlet itself. We have asked them to post their videos. What they did was they were not at all comfortable posting their videos. What they have done, they have simply given us reviews. They have written something on Padlet just for the sake of doing it. They have done it. But we have told them that is not the case. This is not the outcome of why we are using Padlet. We have to continuously reiterate on the same thing again and again. So this is one challenge, and interaction, the other challenge. They never tend to interact. They love to listen to stories, but we have to continuously ask them to please stand up. What is it that you have understood from this? I know you can comprehend something from the passage that you have written. You have just read, related to your own experiences, and you can tell us. It is not just you cannot just simply repeat the same thing again and again, what is written in the textbook. You can relate it to your experiences as well. So this is how we deal our classes here at Lendi. I thank for this opportunity. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Anisha, ma'am. You have given us that not only advantages, there are challenges also dealing with technology and teaching English to it. If we keep on sharing our experiences, it will be too long to take our lunch. So before we go for lunch, I hand over the podium to my colleague, Ms. Kavya.
So good afternoon, everyone. I hope that enthusiasm when we start in the morning at 10:30 is still the same with you. Am I correct? I don't think so. I can reach the volume from yours. Am I correct that the enthusiasm which you have in the morning is still there with you?
Yes.
If it is not, also no issues. We have all lunch provided. You will be getting it again. And before me ending up this talk, I don't know why is it called as lightning talk, but I have now come to understand that each and every teacher from each and every corner has different opinions on language teaching. And this is the place where everyone gathered together and giving both pros and cons and also discussing how they have dealt with their classes. And I have to thank Arisar and Mahamam for introducing this talk at this point of time and also giving us this opportunities, like asking us how are we dealing it in our classes. Like Mahati ma'am said, we worked with quizzes, one platform, and Anisha ma'am was talking about her own experiences, though she's very younger in the team. And you know what, like our Maha ma'am, Jyotsna, Anisha, Mahati, me as a team, we work under Harisar, we always used to feel that. But Harisar made us understand we are working with him. We used to have the feeling that we are working under him, but he made us understand that we are working with him. How? Only by making us understand that traditional teaching is always important, but that is not only the way
of teaching these days. And how did we evolve ourselves from a traditional teacher to the present generation teacher? The only thing is, we got acquainted first with all the apps, and then we introduced it to the students. As one of our faculty members was mentioning that it is a very hectic task for us to make each and every student to use that app in the classroom. Yes, I do agree with that point, but I don't know why, in our classroom, students are very enthusiastic to use that apps. That is only because we had a motto in our lab called learning by doing. I do believe everyone will laugh because I use this every day wherever I go. In our lab, we always say that something which you wanted to do, something which you have to learn, you only can learn by doing. So for that, what we say is, this is the app. For example, let's take Flipgrid. When we take a Flipgrid as an option, then we just, first as a teachers, we created a video and we showed them this is how your talk comes, or this is how you are seen, this is how you are going to experience. We are going to create a video and we're going to show it out on the screen, and then we are going to ask them to work in the same way. And I do believe it is not possible with the introverts in the classroom, but we also have extroverts who start doing it. And that is the reason we divided a single classroom into 6 teams. And we provided a team spirit. We started giving a team spirit for each and every team. If team 1 and team 6, each and everyone have equal number of people. So as team 1 starts working, if team 1 has all extroverts, and if they are doing well, then definitely team 6 will be in a rage that yes, they are working, where are we? We are going to lose the marks. So we also have to. So we inculcate a kind of team spirit among the students. We don't ask them to work individually. We ask them to work in a team. And yes, I do know that it is difficult as the first year students to gently come into the teamwork, but we just keep on giving it as a journey in every year or every semester. Like 1 we divide them in teams. In 1-2 we ask them to work as a team. 1-1 is just a group in first semester. In 1-2 it becomes a team. So like that, we provide them many opportunities by using quizzes as one platform where they can learn English grammar and also practice and also take up the assessment. And in the Flipgrid app, as I was mentioning Flipgrid, it provides us an opportunity to facilitate. As a teacher, we love to facilitate all the time. So Flipgrid app allows us to create our own videos, our own grids, and then we can talk to the students telling that this is your duty and you have to work it out. And why are the students in India taking it as a challenge? Because we are giving it as one of the assignments for them to complete. We are not asking them to write anything. We are asking them to speak. We are asking them as a practice. And we don't ask them to run behind the marks again. We only want the students to get the right concept of LSRW. And that we wanted to practice with all EdTech tools which we have in our hand. For suppose if a person got failed in Flipgrid, then the next person, that person may be a right winner in quizzes. Like that, we have many other things. And if I keep on talking on the platforms, I do it till 4 o'clock. So with this, I'm taking a break. And thank you for giving this opportunity for me. Sorry for introducing me at the last. And I am Kavya, an assistant professor in Delhi. I'm working 16 years here. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hari sir and others, will you give me the opportunity to introduce the second lightning talk?
Joshna is left over still.
Joshna ma'am is into customer team. So.
With this, let's. Okay, sir, please. Only 1 minute, sir.
As a senior teacher, it's my responsibility to congratulate young teachers of Lendi. Let us give them a big hand for their
Thank you. That's great. I know you can definitely maintain the pattern and then punctuality of time. Since we unexpectedly missed the first half an hour time waiting for the teachers who have gone to Andhra University, they are on the way now, they are joining us for the rest of the program. That's why the lightning talk 2 is postponed to 2:30 because Ben, who comes from UK, he will be on time exactly 2. I don't know whether we enjoy our lunch well or not. Nothing to enjoy, it's just working. And we'll quickly go before going out for the lunch. Sir, are you okay, sir? Looking at me so seriously. No problem. Thank God, everybody is in moods, okay? Even our online participants also, just be like that. The live will be paused for a while for 30 minutes from now. We are 1:30. Quickly at the portico, we'll have a group picture and then we'll go to lunch. I don't think it is possible by evening again to have a group picture one more. We cannot have a group picture later. If at all, we wait for those participants to come and join and take. So we'll quickly have a group picture and then we'll go to lunch. Meanwhile, I request volunteers to see the room set well. And after that, you can break for lunch. We'll have lunch together in the canteen, just beside this building. I'll take you there. And after that, we'll come back by 1:55 here to take a call from Mr. Bank. All right. So I hope you can accept my request. Okay, 1:55. Come back. Let's go there.
Yoshna.
Yes, sir.
Put the information. We'll be resuming by 2 o'clock.
Yes.
There on.